Alright, some Lions fans don't like the prospect of the Lions bringing in Le'Veon Bell. Let's talk about that. And also let's talk about alternatives for Le'Veon Bell, at least guys who are free agents. Maybe another video we talk about guys who they can trade for, like a team like 49ers who got 1,000 running backs. But let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe and bell icon button. Share the video. And the biggest need is they need to change the pace back. They got a lot of they got a lot of backs that can change the pace. They need somebody that's different from that back. They need somebody with power and experience. Jamar Jefferson, he's more of a balanced back. Jamal Williams and Swift are balanced backs too, but they need somebody on fourth and short who can get a yard, and not only that, somebody that can who can be Adrian Peterson as well too. A guy that can give you a few good games and also give some of these young running backs some knowledge. All right, but the whole thing with people dissing Todd Gurley, I know Detroit always get washed up players and never get them in their prime. I do understand that, but I think he's not that power back they need, but he's that back. I think he had 695 yards last year. He also had some issues with injuries in Atlanta as far as, Julio being injured, Matt Ryan being injured. But he almost rushed for 700 yards. And also, he played 16 games last year, okay? So he played all 16. So I think in this situation, he's not going to be asked to play 16 games and get 20 carries or 20 touches a game. In this scenario, I think he'd be what Adrian Peterson was supposed to be. And guys probably going to get 5 to 10 touches a game. And that is what it is. He's not coming in to do what DeAndre Swift is here to do to Jamal Williams. He's here to compliment them. He's here to support them and give them some of his knowledge. And Todd Gurley only 26. So if it is a situation where Williams or Swift or both is hurt, I think for 3 or 4 games, he can carry the load out the backfield. All right. And also you make Jared Goff a lot comfortable, and Todd Gurley can actually, get first-hand experience on what Jared Goff like and what he don't like, what make it comfortable or not comfortable. But honestly, I don't have an issue with it. My only issue is they need somebody like LeGarrette Blount, or somebody like Le'Veon Bell who can get that extra yard, and that's just what it is. They need somebody power back, thick back, all stop, somebody that can get you that yard. And that's only the big thing. All they backs besides Jamar Jefferson, they do the same thing. They need somebody 220, 230 who can ram him up in there. But, I don't mind Todd Gurley. He can pick up, he can block, He understands what Jared Goff want or don't. I don't really understand the outrage, unless you want them to go trade for Jeff Wilson or somebody of that nature. But when they cut Kerryon Johnson and they only had undrafted free agent running backs and a 7th-round running back in Jamar Jefferson, I knew they had to go out there and find a back. I knew that would be the case. And it's imperative that they find a right back because I don't think Williams has really had any injuries in his history, but he's the guy that never really got the whole entire load. When Aaron Jones was hurt, he would step in and spell for Jones. But other than that, honestly, I mean, there's no concrete evidence that he can play 17 games this year now and carry the load. So, honestly, they need to have replacement for that situation. And honestly, they might have to carry 4 running backs. Jefferson might go on the practice squad, but when injuries come, they tend to plug guys up the practice squad. But honestly, man, I think they need that power back. And really, honestly, the only guy that's on there that's kind of a power back is Le'Veon Bell. But I don't mind Todd Gurley. He has some injury histories, and but he's not here to be. Most people wanted Adrian Peterson to do what Adrian Peterson did 5-6 years ago, and he flashed that. But ultimately, he couldn't sustain that. Todd Gurley is going to flash in moments if people are going to expect him to sustain that, with all the injuries. And them getting Jamal and DeAndre Swift, maybe they should have drafted a running back a little bit more earlier. But really what you depending on now, if Gurley come in Bell, Swift, and Jamar Jefferson. That's what you depending on. And can I count on DeAndre Swift staying healthy? I don't know. He hasn't shown that Barry Sanders consistency. Can we count on Jamal Williams to be healthy? We haven't seen him carry the entire load. Jamar Jefferson, he's an unknown. So really, they got to keep a couple running backs on the practice squad. And that's just what it is. But people expecting, if you expecting Gurley to come in and be what he was with the Rams in his heyday, it's not gonna happen. No, but let's talk about some of his alternatives and some guys that's not on the list. Chris Thompson, you had Devontae Freeman. It was another guy down there as well too. Chris Thompson, Devontae Freeman, Deion Lewis to play for the Patriots, the Giants, the Tennessee Titans. Thompson and Lewis are more scat backs. They more running backs that's off tackle. Catches out the backfield. Same for Chris Thompson. They both around 30 years old, and really that would just be what you already had, and that's okay if you want to go. If you look at it, Swift and Williams can run between tackles, so for the most part, Thompson, Deion Lewis, athletic, quick running back. So I don't think you can count them out, but Thompson played with the football team for a while, man. I think he had some injuries, but guys probably on the down slope of his athleticism, but good player. Deion Lewis, a good player, catches out the backfield, can run the outs, the Texas routes and the running back option route. So he cool. But then you look at the next crop, Devontae Freeman. He's a guy that, got cut by Atlanta, I believe it was, released, whatever you want to say. Guy can running between the tackles, catches out the backfield, older back. I think he like 28, 29, 30. He'll be a nice little, addition to this year where, he get a full off season, full training camp, full OTAs, excuse me. I think that's the guy you can't count out, count out. A little bit more fresh than Gurley, a little bit more durable than him. But, Freeman, another guy that been all the way to the top, and all the way, now he at the bottom. But if I had to rank him, I rank him at the end. Then you go look at a guy like, Duke Johnson, another guy that can do what they do. He don't run 20 tackles as good as Williams and Swift, but he's a guy that can catch it out the backfield, run routes, run off tackle, get a little bit inside the tackles, but he's one of them dudes that third down backs, known passing down backs. Out of Miami, you could blow out him up in a slot and let him work out. Duke Johnson is pretty much third down back. He's also another good player, throughout his career, man. So Duke Johnson is another guy that, kind of like Thompson, kind of like, Deion Lewis. I mean, I think out of the guys we named, I think Devontae Freeman is, kind of fit the bill. And then you talk about Le'Veon Bell, guy that been all the way to the top. People, basically, scold him for sitting out a whole year, finding a loophole. But, Le'Veon Bell played with the Chiefs last year. Guy that didn't play most of the year, played with the Jets, got cut. I think a guy that provides everything the guys we named and on the roster provides, but also he can get you that yard. I think Le'Veon Bell with a full off season, I think he come in motivated. He gets you that yard, great vision. And that's a guy with cautionary tales to really help the young running backs get through the phases of being the running back. I think Le'Veon pretty much fit the bill the best. All the guys, including Todd Gurley, he's a guy who can catch it out the backfield, pass protection, run off tackle, run in between the tackles, great vision, and also he can give the guys in the locker room a great advice. And I think he's 28, 29 years old. Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, 29 years old. So I think he's still, right before he hit that prime. But I really think that really, obviously, your choices are really down to three: Gurley, Freeman, Le'Veon Bell. Now, honestly, I don't really have an issue with any of them. I think they just need that veteran presence. All them guys have been like a top 5, top 10 running back throughout their career. They all can catch the ball out the backfield. They all been damn near top running backs in the league. They all got experience. I I think you talk about character. The only character concern is with Le'Veon. But I think Le'Veon is what they need. You know, I think what they need. A guy that can get that yard, big physical back. You know, just need opportunities. You know, big physical back, pass protect, catch out the backfield. But, you know, I'm fine with Gurley, Freeman, or Le'Veon. But if I had to rank them, I'd probably get Le'Veon a slot advantage over Gurley, Freeman. Then, you know, I think Duke Johnson, then Chris Thompson, and then you talk about a guy like Deion Lewis. I think that's how I should really lay out. But I think the only guy that's probably got issues with character concern is Le'Veon. That might make him and Gurley even. Because Gurley has a great character. Le'Veon, you know, has some issues with some marijuana, all that. But, you know, honestly, I think you can't go wrong with him or Freeman or Todd Gurley. I think Todd Gurley character in the Lions, you know, visual gives them a slight advantage over Le'Veon. But I think Le'Veon is the guy, you know. If they can get past the character concerns, Le'Veon is the guy. That's who you want if you're the Lions. That's who you want, Le'Veon, man. I think those top three guys are perfect fits. None wrong with the rest. I just think they need more experience in physical backs. But yeah, like all three, Freeman, like all of them. But I think Freeman, Gurley, and Le'Veon feels a need. But hey, check the Detroit Lions Talk playlist out. Don't forget to be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video requests, all the social media links in the description. Don't forget, you want to make a donation, Cash App CJGood313. PayPal link in the description as well, too. Best way to donate, share the video, thumbs up the video. If you haven't subscribed, let me know what you guys think. Check the Detroit Lions Talk playlist out one time for the one-time piece. All right, all my Detroit Piston fans and all my Detroit fans, all my Motor City Sports Talk fans, make sure you guys go check out Piston Mike. We got him over 100 followers. So make sure you check him out. Everything Pistons, man. He gonna hold it down and do his thing, just strictly on the Pistons thing. You know, I got the Lions and Pistons, but man, we always trying to help people get their channel up. Let's get them to 200 next, 300 next, 400 next, 500 next, and let's get them all the way to a rack so you can start making that bag. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you go over to Piston Mike as you see it on the screen. Let's get them to 200, then 300, then 400, then 500, and the whole shebang. Peace.